Hey everybody, welcome to Northern Life on this Tuesday. Here with Briggs, I'm Ryan. Thanks for joining us as we get towards the middle of this week. Hunter now here with us today. That is because he is fighting a little illness. Same with Briggs here, sadly. I think I had something maybe a couple days ago. Maybe sadly I gave it to both of you guys, but it's gotta be. It's tough going.
It is. It's hard. This is the time of year I think when the colds just start running.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting sick. I was telling Ryan earlier, I always have the same symptom. I know I'm getting a cold because my back starts to hurt, and it's weird.
It's just
I don't know.
Kind of wild. Yeah, I was saying that like the back of my throat starts tickling a little bit. You can kind of feel like things are changing. You go, the next few days are not going to be good.
Right.
Yeah.
It always helps though when it comes on like a Friday, because then at least you have the weekend to sleep. And I did a whole lot of that. A whole lot of sleeping, a whole lot of watching TV while Ryan was out cruising the wilderness, which I'm sure he's going to tell us about.
We'll get to that too. Well, hey, coming up on today's show, Hunter blindfolded me and brought me down to Carlton, Minnesota, where we enjoyed the day as fall friends together, walking through stocks at the Rue Ridge Corn Maze.
All friends, that's so cute. And look at that impressive corn maze there.
It was nice.
Amazing. And later on, I'm going to be sitting down with Zach Schneider with Grandma's Marathon. That's because today is the opening of registration for next year's races already, if you can believe it. We'll talk about all the work that goes into getting everybody ready for the 2025 events. Got that circled on my calendar for tonight. But first, Ryan, I mentioned it earlier, you got to enjoy a trip to the Boundary Waters over the weekend. How was it?
I feel like a new individual. So let me start by saying I grew up in the suburbs of the Twin Cities. Not much of an outdoorsman. And so when telling people I was going on my first ever camping trip in the Boundary Waters, I think a lot of people said, you're kind of crazy. But I had a really good group of friends. My friend Mike and Kevin and Kevin's brother Henry. We had a wonderful time. We got to go to the Tuscarora, I believe, area to camp for a couple nights. And so the way we did it was we got in the lake with our rentals and we portaged about a third of a mile and then paddled again and then portaged about 1.25 miles to get all the way out there. So I was not expecting that much work, because I don't
Ryan
think
pulls up the car. Where's the campsite, guys?
I don't think I fully understood what was necessarily ahead of me. But man, as you can tell from the sunset there, I saw things like you can only see out the. And the other thing too, it's amazing how quiet it is up in the Boundary Waters. You can't hear anything. The main sound we heard all weekend was each other, obviously, when we were talking. But just loons. There were so many loons up there. But my goodness, and the stars at night, if you've never been to the Boundary Waters, you have to. And we're already planning next year's trip, which is pretty great.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you had such a great experience. I've never been to the Boundary Waters either, but I mean, you make it sound very enticing. I got to know, though, what was the food situation like? Because I feel like for me, that would be my biggest concern.
Yeah. So I brought pork jerky and trail mix from Costco, in bulk. I had someone, I came back, ramen noodles as well, and then tortillas with peanut butter. And so also not shown there, my friend Mike caught like a 30+ inch northern that we ended up filleting and cooking.
I feel like impressive. I don't fish.
Incredibly impressive, especially in a Kevlar canoe, which is kind of shifty and kind of wobbly. The fact he got that in the canoe was pretty impressive, but really awesome time. So if you're thinking about taking a trip up there, you definitely should. Obviously, we had fantastic weather as well. No clouds in the sky, no rain. And no mosquitoes, too, so that was great.
Really nice. And when you're packing food, what you don't think about, or what I don't anyway, is that you got to carry all that food while you're portaging out here.
So I was also the one tasked with carrying the canoe while we were portaging. So so
they were like first timer here.
Pack on, and then the canoe on top of that. So it was a lot of fun though.
Good, and it sounds like you guys had good weather.
Yeah, great weather. Nice. Yeah, it was worth all that work. And so while I was in the wilderness though, plenty of amazing walks and events happening in the Twin Ports this past weekend. And Briggs here, you got to MC the Northland Heart event. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Heart Walk. Dan Wolf and I got to do that for the American Heart Association on Saturday, and I cannot say enough about not only how beautiful of a day it was for that event, but just a beautiful event in general. You see that individual there ringing the bell. That was the survivor's bell. Super meaningful as people cross the starting line there for the walk. If they have survived heart disease, they got to ring the bell, and so we heard that bell so many times Saturday morning. Just a truly special event. We heard from a lot of people who have been impacted by the disease and just, how much of an impact it's taken on their lives. And, just the small step of people in the community learning CPR and how big of a difference that can make in a life threatening situation. The featured survivor this year, his name was Brian, shared a really inspirational story about how he had a heart attack, I believe, while he was at work, and he was lucky enough that one of his coworkers knew CPR and was able to give that to him, and that's the reason why he's alive today. He talked about how he was clinically dead for 20 minutes and was able to, wake up in the hospital days later because of that person who knew CPR. So a really good reminder to get out with the American Heart Association, look up their CPR trainings, give to the American Heart Association when you can, because that money helps fund that kind of education in our area. So a truly wonderful event. Can't say enough good things about it.
I think the other thing too about, with the American Heart Association and other groups too that do these similar walks. So my sister growing up, she has type 1 diabetes, so we used to do the JDRF walk at the Mall of America.
Nice.
So anytime that like people are kind of experiencing the same thing, we can all kind of come together and just be in that group where you kind of have shared experiences in a way is always pretty special.
So true, and you could really tell that on Saturday too. So.
Well, hey, many things to enjoy over the weekend, including the little things in life. But what are Americans' favorite simple joys in life? So according to a recent survey on behalf of the coffee maker Bun, the top 3 are waking up after a good night's sleep, catching up with an old friend or loved one, and enjoying a cup of coffee. That was also followed by hearing your favorite song on the radio, the smell of freshly baked cookies, and having someone say, you were thinking about them.
Oh, those are all so good. I also love the cup of coffee.
Yeah, I do love those texts out of the blue and say like, hey, we haven't talked in a while. I'm thinking about you. So for the folks at home, send somebody a text today. Well, hey, coming up, we're getting lost in the corn. Our festive fall blindfold takes us to Carlton, Minnesota next year on Northern Light.
Welcome back, everybody. Down in Carlton, Minnesota, there's an 8-acre corn maze with lots of family activities for all ages.
Hunter took me to the Rue Ridge Corn Maze, where we got to celebrate fall with a walk through the corn for this week's blindfold. Oh no, we're back on a farm. Oh my God, no way.
All right, Ryan, take it off.
Are we at a corn maze?
We're through a corn maze. This is Angie.
Hi, Angie. Nice to meet you.
This is so cool. We're in Carlton. So there's a whole
we're down in Carlton?
There's a whole bunch of things going on here.
Yep, we opened Friday the 13th.
Yep.
We've had our busiest opening weekend on record yet. This is our 8th year. This year, the maze is the Tree of Life. We want to do something that made everybody feel better about everything that's going on.
Should we do it?
Let's do it.
Let's give it a shot.
Go for it.
Want some grains?
A little corn in there? Holy cow. Whoa.
The chow down? You guys like to chow down?
Oh,
Look at that.
wow. Dude, feel the top of its head.
Whoa.
It's like a wool sock.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's just gentle outside to in.
It's a little bit to the outside.
It's like a golf swing.
Yep.
Outside to in. Oh!
Yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna find another activity to beat Hunter. Okay, let's tackle this maze. All right.
Wish us luck.
Wish
yeah.
us well.
This might be your last time out in civilization.
Just scream if you get lost.
Sounds good.
We need the search party to come out and rescue us.
We got this.
We probably do, right?
All right.
Maze, it's actually 8 acres. Try to keep it, kind of small and quaint and quiet and stuff, but we have a lot of repeat customers that really enjoy coming.
We have to go down to the right, and then down and around.
Okay.
So we're gonna take an immediate right as soon as we're able to. This is last time I was at a corn maze, I was a kid.
I think I'm with you. Yep.
It's been years, and I think I got stung by a bee. My
did.
sister got stung by a bee. Okay, immediate right.
Okay. What do these all go to?
Maybe in post we could insert some fun corn facts
Oh,
about how many bushels are in a peck.
yeah. How about
Is that corn?
Is that a bushel? Bushel of corn?
Well, that's wheat.
What about the people we're talking?
I think that's wheat.
A lot of corn mazes, the big ones, they'll actually use GPS and drones and have companies that do it and stuff. And we don't want to get that high tech. We just do it ourselves and go in after we plant and make our patterns and maintain them throughout the summer.
Look out, I didn't know corn got this tall. How does it get this tall? I've always heard knee high by July.
How many cobs do you think are on one stalk?
Like 3, 4 maybe?
One. This one only has one. One.
Yeah, and it's literally just family and a few friends that help us and do it. Yeah.
The sweat. People are talking about the sweat coming off of the corn.
Yeah, corn sweat. It should be. Yeah, it's a harsh move back this way.
Okay.
Okay. What's creamed corn? Like what makes creamed corn? These stalks are they're a lot more sturdy than I thought they'd be.
Yeah. You could build some kind of structure.
My dad would be very upset with me because he grew up on a farm.
Oh.
All right, so here's where we're at.
I wonder if this is sweet corn? Or if it's for baiting?
Corn maize companies that want to, make it all electronic. You scan a QR code when you get to the post, and we thought about it for about 0.5 seconds and said, no, we want people to think and use their brains here.
Okay, this map's actually super helpful.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Good.
Because that's the dead end.
Oh, there it is right there.
Okay.
That's old makeout corner.
Okay.
People are just so happy when they come. We never have any bad attitudes.
Barrel in the heat and walking in my sleep about you. About you.
You don't see everybody walking around on their cell phones, no kids on cell phones, and that's what really makes us really keep doing it.
What's the hair that's on the corn?
Yeah, why is there hair on corn?
We sell season passes and we have families just come every weekend, spend all day, every day, and we love it. We just love it.
What is maize?
Yeah.
That's a good question, right?
Yeah.
Like maize.
We'll look it up after.
We're gonna take a look.
We're making it. About you. Oh.
You see it?
Oh yeah.
We're free.
Cool. All right.
That's awesome. How cool. We made it.
We did.
We're alive. I feel alive.
This is where we do that high five, pause in the air.
My back.
Safe. Oh man.
Yeah, so how long did it take you guys to get out of there?
It took us like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You could take a longer route too. We decided to take the shorter route. The Rue Ridge Corn Maze is open Thursdays through Sundays until November 3rd. Plenty of other great things to enjoy. We also got to go on a hayride. A lot of fun there. We'll have their info later tonight on our website.
All right, well, when we come back, it's time to register for next year's Grandma's Races. We'll chat about what you need to know coming up next. Welcome back, everybody. In about 260 days, thousands of athletes will run between Duluth and two harbors, and all that excitement starts tonight when registration for Grandma's Marathon Weekend 2025 opens. And we have Zach Schneider with Grandma's Marathon here with us in studio. Thank you so much for being here, Zach.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So if somebody is considering running the 5K, the half, the full come June, what do they need to know tonight as registration gets going?
Yeah, registration opens at 7 o'clock. So that is the time to set your alarm for tonight. The spots, especially in the half marathon, we expect to go quickly again. Last year, the half marathon sold out in just under 4 days. Wow. The 5K and the 5K and the full marathon rather were sold out in early January. So you get a little bit more time with those races. But ever since the pandemic, we've been sold out for 4 straight years. The interest in not only Grandma's Marathon, but marathoning in general, I think is reaching all-time highs now because a lot of people took up the sport over the pandemic, and so those people are now wanting to come out to more events and finding the fun and being part of the running community. And so we expect this to be another strong registration year, and it all starts tonight at 7.
Awesome. A really good chance to prove yourself from all those COVID years of training. What would you say to someone who's maybe on the fence, maybe they're not quite sure if they're ready or not to tackle this big challenge.
Yeah, we don't talk to a lot of people who run a half marathon or a marathon and regret it, right? Maybe they don't do another one, but you cross that finish line and the sense of accomplishment, the sense of pride that you get to have in yourself is really good. But I would say overwhelmingly most people go on to do another one. Maybe if you run the full, maybe you bump it down and do the half. It's not quite as much of a commitment for training, but the running community and the sense of friendship and fellowship that you get to have with people that are either in your training group all year or just people you meet out on the race course that are perfect strangers, but you run with them for a couple miles and by the end of it, you're friends. Those stories are not unique when it comes to Grandma's Marathon. We hear from a lot of people that have experiences like that, and so people that are on the fence, I think, just maybe need one little push, but I don't think they'll regret it.
Yeah, and a really doable distance for a lot of people is the 5K, the William A. Irvin race. Seen some big changes this year. Tell us about those and why those came about. Yeah,
there's some construction going on near the Lake Superior Maritime Visitor Center, which is part of what's become our usual 5K course on Friday night. And so in an effort to try to get around that, avoid the pinch point around the construction, we developed a new course, and it's actually bringing to life something that we've talked about for a couple years. The 5Kers now will run down Canal Park Drive and underneath the finish line structure that we have just outside of the Little Angie's deck that we use the next day for the half marathon and the full marathon. So the goal is for that to be fully decorated, for it to be kind of a fun stretch for the 5K, but that stretch is very congested with traffic at the usual 6 o'clock time. So with the course change came a time change. We're going to run that race at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It is going to involve some other timeline changes with some of the Friday events, but hopefully free up maybe that 4 to 8 o'clock time frame, which had been historically one of our most congested of the entire weekend. As the 5K was going on, people were getting to town. Hopefully this lessens that and people can still get to town, enjoy their Friday. Is it a permanent change? We don't know. We'll see how it goes in 2025, and we're hoping that it can be permanent because the idea of that course change is really appealing to us.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for being here, Zach. We really appreciate it. We'll have more information and a link to register for Grandma's Marathon on our website, northernnewsnow.com. We'll be right back with a look at what's coming up tomorrow after the break.
Welcome back, everybody. Be sure to register for those races tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun in the year 2025. How about that? Also, when it comes to the corn story we just did, I have failed to look up any more corn facts. So I still, if you have information for me out there, please send it to us.
You guys posed a lot of good questions. What is maize? What is the hair on the corn? I
don't know.
I honestly don't know.
If you know, Facebook message us.
Oh boy. Well, hey, coming up tomorrow, windows, showers, and tubs can take a while to clean, and sometimes it feels like they instantly get dirty again. So when we see you again, Rachel Hackbarth is going to be trying out a product that claims to protect those surfaces from dirt and scum for up to a year. That is a wild claim. Yeah, we'll see if it works. In this week's Does It Work with Rachel.
If they make one for dusting, if I don't have to dust for a year, I would buy that for $600.
Vacuuming?
Vacuuming would also be nice.
That'd be really nice.
And before we go, for baseball fans in Wisconsin, the Milwaukee Brewers begin their path to the World Series in the wild card tonight. They're going to be playing a best-of-3 series in that first round, and if the Brewers win that series, they already know that they would play the Philadelphia Phillies in the NLDS. So best of luck to them, as Twins fans have to wait till next year.
Yeah, what a bummer for Twins fans. But hey, go Brewers, I guess, right?
Go Brew Crew, yeah.
And Skol Vikings. Well, hey, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.